Hi all, Plantside Agent here. Today we're going to take a look at my Pathfinder bottle bag cook kit setup. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, let's get started. This is the third video I've done on this particular bottle kit loadout. The first couple I did were different versions or earlier versions on this kit. This obviously is the most current one. I've done quite a few videos on bottle bags, both this one and some other brands, and those are all in a playlist that I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in looking at any of those. So I really like these bottle bags. A lot of possibility, a lot of things you can do, and I've done different things, not just with cook kits and water kits. But anyway, that's something else. So let's take a look at what I have in this one now. Like I said, this is the Pathfinder bottle bag with the stainless steel cook kit. It's all in one. So I guess to get started here, we'll open her up, and we'll start with the lid. In the lid, I have a handkerchief that I can use as a pot holder or whatever you need a cotton rag for. And then I have the lid to the cook pot stuffed up in here, because by the time I had everything in here, I couldn't put the lid inside because it raised the water bottle too high so I couldn't close the zip the lid up. So that's in it. It snugs in here very nice, so it doesn't really want to fall out. So this works out really well. So there is the lid. Okay, and then of course there's the stainless steel 32-ounce water bottle. And then next, let's see, I'll pull some of the side stuff out. Yeah, it's I got everything crammed in there pretty good, but it all fits nicely, rides nicely. This kit is the one I use when I'm out kayaking, because it sits in the boat really nice, and if I want to pull off and have a brew, everything I need is right here. So that's usually what I use this one for. But anyway, I have the cutlery set that came with the original. The newer Pathfinder kits have look like a nicer set of spoons and forks than these, but these do the job. I've used them. Okay, then over here is the fish mouth spreader. Can be a tongue twister at times. And this is to use, if you don't already know, let me pop this apart, is if you wanted to hang your water bottle over a fire, this will hook inside the mouth of the bottle, and then you can hang it from a stick or a tripod over the fire to boil water in your stainless steel canteen. And you can also use it, there's holes in the pot, which I'll show you in a second, that you can hook this in to hang your pot over a fire if you want to use it that way. Gives you a lot of variability. These kits, most all of Pathfinder's gear is really well thought out. I've got a few items of theirs, and they're pretty nice. I have no complaints with them. So anyway, next, let's see. Wrapped around the pot, what I have here is a waxed cotton ground cloth that I think I bought the bulk waxed cotton on, I think Etsy is where I got this. Anyway, and then I just hemmed it around, stitched around it. And what this is for is I can lay this out on the ground when I'm prepping, and I've got a clean place to lay my gear out, especially, you know, if you're on a beach where there's a lot of sand or it's kind of dirt. You kind of can keep, you know, some of your materials you're working with up off the ground and out of the dirt. So it's real handy. I've made several of these and have them in some of my other cook kits. They're pretty handy, easy to make, and I kind of like this waxed cotton stuff. It's pretty neat. So anyway, that fits nicely, and I have it folded up in size so that it fits nicely around the canteen, so when I slide it back in the bag, works good. So here's the Pathfinder pot. Oh, the orange thing, if you're wondering, this is just a piece of craft foam that I got at the dollar store, and I throw that in there so that when I drop the bottle back in the kit, it doesn't clang around, or as you can see when I put the stainless steel bottle in, it's just kind of a cushion, so it doesn't make a lot of noise and rattling. So just not necessary, but I like it. So here's your Pathfinder pot. It's a 25 ounce, a little over 700 milliliter. It's got graduations on the inside, stainless steel, nice little pot. Comes with a lid. Now you can see here you got the 2 holes on the side, and that's for the fish mouth spreader. And also there's 2 slots here so the fish mouth spreader will fit inside, and you can get the lid on it when you're hanging it over your campfire or whatever. And it's got a stand-up tab to lift the lid. Boy, I can't talk today. And drain holes if you need to drain out water, and another vent hole. So fits in there really nice. It's got these butterfly handles out here. So nice little pot. Okay, now while I'm on it, one thing I did discover, and oh, by the way, on this video, I have some video I took down on the river. I was going to plan on doing a video, but I never got around to it. But I have some video of me actually using this down on the river. Not much, and I have some stills too. So I'm going to put those at the end of this video. So if you're interested, just stick around and watch those. Or if you're already bored, you can skip ahead to that. Whatever you want. You're in control of your YouTube experience. But anyway, one of the things I noticed when I was pouring coffee, I have these little pour-over filters that you put inside your cup, and then you can, when you boil water, you can, when you're doing pour-over coffee. I found out with this hole here in this slot, it really makes it nice for pouring. The water comes out at a nice small stream, so when you're feeding your coffee filter, it really pours in there really nice. So that was kind of just something I discovered, and I go, oh, well, that worked out great. So anyway, that's the pot. Okay, next in my Santa Claus's bag of presents here. Okay, I've got a couple of trivets, which I'll cover in a second. And reach in here. I got this stuff stuffed in here. There's quite a bit of room. This Pathfinder bag is a little bit bigger than your standard bottle bag that you see other manufacturers have. So you get a little bit more room in there. When Dave designed this, he made it bigger because before, when you tried to cram all this in a standard size bottle bag, it was just almost impossible to get in and out. So kind of made it just a little bit bigger so you have a little more room. So anyway, so pot scrubber to scrub out any gunk in your pot. I have a wooden stick, and actually with an 8 on it, and that's for 8 ounces, because sometimes I didn't want a full 16-ounce cup of coffee, and as you can see, the gradient only comes to where are we at, 16, so I needed an 8 ounce so I'd get a good measurement. So I just measured 8 ounces, so I just stick this in the bottom, and when I fill it up, I got 8 ounces, and I can use it for a stir and stick. It's just a old popsicle stick. Okay, one of my little quirky things. Okay, then next out of here is this is the stove that you get with it, and stainless steel, everything's stainless steel. What's nice about it is you can like stick this in a fire in coals, and it gives you a nice secure spot to boil your water or cook with when you're using it on the fire or coals. Okay, and I'll do a little bit more on this in a sec. Next to come out of here is going to be, I carry a Trangia spirit burner, alcohol burner, and I always carry it's full of fuel, so I can get I can probably get at least 2 quarts of water or more boiled with the amount of fuel in here. And for most day trips and stuff I do, that's plenty. I guess if I was going to do more for an overnighter or something, I'd have to carry an extra alcohol bottle. But anyway, so this, by storing my fuel in here, this kind of keeps the kit, everything's all in one. I just have to grab this and throw it in the boat, and I know I have everything I need right there. And if I ever want to do overnighters or something, I have everything I need except for the food, of course, also with this kit to cook with. So it's pretty contained. Okay, also in here, what I have here is this little pad, and this is a piece of old political yard sign that I just cut out and covered with aluminum foil. And those political yard signs, I've used those for many different things. They're pretty handy, and they're free, and they're everywhere. So just snag those up right after the election, or if it's a candidate you don't like, then you take it off somebody's yard. But anyway, I didn't say that, but anyway. So I have this to insulate the burner from the cold ground so it performs a little better. Remember, these things need to heat up to pressurize the alcohol to get a better burn. So if you can insulate it, all the better. This works quite well. And also it gives you a little bit more stability in the stove. Not that it's all that important. Now, on with using this this stove for using it with the alcohol burner. And one thing I'm going to say right now is that even Dave Canterbury suggests you use it this way. You know, just cover your stove with it. Well, when I first got this kit, I tried that, and let me tell you, it does not work very well like this, because what happens is, well, for starters, you got these holes, so there's not a lot of place for the heat, the flames to come up and expand out around the pot. Also, even though he's got these little risers on here to separate it, that's really not enough for the flames to escape and really heat up the bottom of the pot. So it doesn't work, and it took forever to boil water. I mean, just 16 ounces that I used for coffee one morning, or a couple mornings, and it just did not work worth a squat. And also, after a while, got these vent holes here, and this feeder hole here. That flames would try to come out of that. I mean, they were trying to escape as best they can, and since they were kind of blocked by this and the pot, it'd start to come out around the side, and just was not efficient. It took forever, burned a lot more fuel, and it just didn't work. So got thinking about it, or somebody suggested it, I think. Flip it over, which I did. So this fits inside there. That's another reason for its size. And put the stove in here, and then back to the political yard sign. This is the metal frame that you get, that they use with the yard sign. So I just cut pieces of those off, bent them over, and then I took a file and put some notches at a good spacing in the top of this burner. And now what I can do is use the trivets, and they will just sit in that little notch, so they won't move around. And now put the pot on there, and this works as with any alcohol stove or burner setup you have. It works just fine. The performance is great, and it's much better. Also, it makes it easier for snuffing, because you don't have to get this away from the when it's upside down, get it away from the burner to put the snuffer on there. With this, all you have to do is just take the snuffer, mark these out of the way, plop it down on, and there you go. You got snuffed your fire. So this just works all around that much better, and it's easy mod. You can also, I just went ahead, since I had that metal, I made these trivets, but you could use a tent stake. In fact, I got all kinds of tent stakes, and I always paint my tent stakes fluorescent orange, a side knot. That way you won't, hopefully won't lose them, or won't trip over them. So anyway, so that you could use tent stakes, or actually you could probably even use me over here. Let's see. No, you could use a nail. This is the biggest ones I have at the moment, but if you had longer nails, you could use those. Anything to make your trivets, pot stands on. So So that works very well that way, and there's not that much extra you have to do, not a lot of modifications. And then in the very bottom, I have a, it's a silicone collapsible cup for tea or coffee. Comes with a lid. So that all fits in the kit. So that's just on the inside of the bag. Now let's move on to the outside pocket. One thing about the Pathfinder pocket, it's a much bigger pocket than you get with the standard bottle bags. I think their pockets come to right about here, so you get a little bit extra room, which is nice to have that extra room, because for me, I got a lot more stuff in here. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, in this pocket I keep a granola bar just for a snack, and I kind of try to put as much in here, like I say, everything is self-contained and as much stuff in there, so I don't have a lot of extra bags and such. So then I have some hand sanitizer for cleaning up before you start prepping food or after you go to the bathroom, or just good old hygiene. Or like around here, when I got my little nicks and cuts, I always have a bottle of this around. I just rub, when I'm pruning and things like that around the yard, I'll just use this stuff to clean it up. Stings, but not for long. And I can keep on going. Okay, got some waterproof matches in a waterproof bag. Okay, next I have a 2-ounce tin that I keep my coffee in. It's enough for, I think there's enough in here for 16 ounces. Okay, or a 16-ounce cup. Okay, next, let's see, we'll reach out this. This comes with, or it came with the Pathfinder kit, was these little fire starters, mini infernos. It's a tin of those. So those fit in there. I pretty much kept everything that came with the kit. Okay, let's see. Next in here, got a couple of tea bags, a little bag of sugar if I want to have tea, so I can have tea or coffee. Or if I'm with somebody else and they wanted tea, then I got that. But anyway, that's tea or coffee. Here are the, got a couple of the small coffee filters, drip filters. And these are pretty cool. They have these little wings here. You can pull them apart. It nests inside the cup. Put in the coffee, then you just pour over. So these are really nice. You can pick these up, I think either on eBay or Amazon. But these are real handy. Or sometimes I don't even bother with this. I just make cowboy coffee. Or I like to call it river coffee. It was where I learned to use it when I was on some rafting trips years ago. But anyway, I have those in there. Next, I have, they call it pocket bellows. It's a little tube that extends out so that when you're trying to get a fire going, you can get down there and direct the breath right into the fire. So pick these up. They're light. They fit in there very nicely. Okay, then I got the ferro rod with the striker that came with the kit, which was really nice. So that's in there if I want to start a fire. So I got matches. I got fire steel, all kinds of way to start a fire. Okay, then I have a piece of foil for a windscreen. Now the stove on its design does work a little like it works like a windscreen, but if you got a little bit of wind or more wind out there, of course it's going to come whipping around and knock your flame around. So aluminum foil makes a very good windscreen. I've used aluminum foil for different stoves for decades, decades. And works real fine. It's cheap, it's light, readily available, and you can mold it to different things. So that fits in there. So there's my windscreen, and last in the bag, my bag of tricks, I went ahead and threw in one of those collapsible wood stoves, which you can pick up pretty reasonable on, all the usual places, eBay, Temu, AliExpress. And this is a Lexata stainless steel one, that's the kind that you can that nests together. You build them back up. So if I didn't want to build a regular ground fire, I could always just use this to build a small fire to boil some water for a stove. Like I said, it's It's compact, so it just slides right back in the pocket very nicely. Works out well. So yeah, with this complete kit, I can get a lot done with it. Like I said, right after I'm done here, I'll put in those little videos that I just knocked out one morning when I pulled off the kayak and made me some coffee. So you get a look at that if you're interested. So let's see. I can't think of anything else. That's probably more than enough. Some of you are probably crying now from bored to tears, but anyway, or you've switched over to cat videos by now. But for those that stuck with it, congratulations. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.